In this lecture and the next few lectures, we're going to talk about a tool called Man-in-the-Middle Framework. And as the name suggests, this tool allows you to run a number of man-in-the-middle attacks. So let's run the tool, see how we use it, and we're gonna do a basic ARP poisoning attack exactly like we did in the previous video. I'm also going to be using my Ethernet internal virtual cards instead of the Wi-Fi card. So you can actually run these attacks, as I said, against Wi-Fi or wired networks. And you can do it using your wireless card. You connect it to the network, to the target network, and then do the attack like we did with ARP spoof. Or you can do it the way that I'm going to do it now using your Ethernet virtual card. I'm going to do it that way because I want to keep this within the virtual environment and I don't want to affect the wireless network that I'm connected to. So I'm just going to show you the settings here. If we go on settings and if we go to my network settings, you'll see that my Kali machine is connected to a NAT network and the network is called 10.20.14 NAT. And if we go to our Windows machine, you'll see that it's connected to the same network 10.20.14 NAT. So I'm going to log into my Kali, and if I do ifconfig just to show you my interfaces, you'll see that I have my ETH0 is connected to the internal network at 10.20.14.203. So I'm actually just going to go on the Windows machine and do an ARPA to show you the MAC addresses. And you can see that we have the gateway at 10.20.14.1 and the MAC address ends with 3500. So we're going to run the ARP poisoning attack and see if the MAC address changes and if we can become the man in the middle. So to use the tool, the name of the tool is man in the middle F. So we're going to put the command first. Then we're going to tell it to do ARP poisoning. Then we're going to give it the gateway. So the IP of the router. And then we're going to give it the IP of our target. And then I'm going to give it the interface. So the command is very simple. It's man in the middle F, the name of the tool. We're doing ARP spoofing. Then you give it the gateway, and I spelled that wrong. So the IP of the router. And then you give it the IP of your target, and then you give it the interface. If you don't specify a target, it will default to the whole network, to the whole subnet. The interface here, as I said, I'm specifying my wired virtual interface, but you can specify your wireless card if it's connected to the network. So I'm going to hit enter. And the tool is running now. Let's go to the Windows machine, do an ARPA, and see if we manage to become in the middle of the connection. So I'm going to run ARPA again. And as you can see, the MAC address has changed to 47E9. And that is the same MAC address as the virtual interface that we have here. So it ends up with 47E9. So that means we're the man in the middle at the moment. And the tool automatically starts a sniffer for us. So instead of ARP spoof, which only places us in the middle, this tool actually starts a sniffer, which captures the data that is sent by the devices in our network. So I'm going to go to a website. Now, first, I'm going to go to a HTTP website and see how we can capture the username and a password. And then in future videos, we'll see how we can capture passwords from websites that use HTTPS. So I'm going to go to a website called CarZone. And then I'm going to go to the login page to log into my account. And then I'm just going to use a username and a password. So I'm going to put the name as Zaid. And then I'm going to put my password, and I'm going to put a false password, but we'll just see how we can capture this password. So I'm going to put 123456. Now, if we go back to man in the middle F, you'll see that we have the username has been captured, which is zaid@isecurity.org, and the password has been captured, which is 123456. So basically, we are able to capture any username and any password that is entered by the target computers, by the computers which were ARP spoofing. You can also see all the URLs that the person have requested. So for example, you can see that they requested carzone.ie. You can also see the URLs that Carzone requested. So these are only URLs requested by the ads that's displayed on the website.